watching TVC Breakfast. We're now going to do trending now, where Olamide will bring us all the trending stories that have made it to social media. She'll bring it to us right here. We get to dissect it. And you know, Olamide always has the juicy stories, the accurate stories. So I've been looking forward to this particular segment. Good morning, beautiful. How are you doing?
Good morning, gorgeous. I'm very well, thank you. Behind the scenes, we all love each other so much, and so I feel good today.
Of course.
Shall we see what everyone's talking about?
Take it away.
Let's have a look. Good morning, Nigeria. I like to say that TVC has a finger on the pulse and our eye on the streets. And here on the Trending Now segment, my team and I do our best on a daily basis, and it's our absolute pleasure to bring you some of the trending stories that are shaping the world that you and I live in. We begin today with this news where Nigerians on social media are reacting very strongly after a viral video showed former Edo State Governor and serving Senator Adams Oshiomhole giving a foot massage to a woman inside a private jet. Now, this video surfaced on X on Tuesday and quickly sparked debate, with many Nigerians questioning the video. They claim that the optics of this are very bad. Now, early claims that the woman was his wife have been debunked. She's now been identified online as a South African lifestyle influencer and an adult content creator. And this backlash that Senator Adams is getting is largely tied to past calls by the senator, urging Nigerians to exercise patience during tough economic times. And many critics are calling this video insensitive, while others say that it's a private moment and he's just a man. Well, if you ask me, this conversation now centers on public perception and how personal conduct of public officials is judged during periods of national economic strain. Let's have a look at what you had to say about this. I don't make the rules. My job is to take trending stories, okay? Key says, the outrage isn't even about the private jet alone. It's about accountability. When public officials live far above what their earnings can explain, people will ask questions. Transparency is a real issue here, because in a country where many are struggling, optics matter whether they like it or not. This is a tweet by Senator Shehu Sani. He says, in the spirit of the struggle, Comrade Adams was just with a fellow comrade from South Africa. What is the problem with you people? Okay, Senator Sani. PJ says, if you knew Oshiomhole in his prime days as the NLC chairman, there's no how this video won't infuriate you. The man was dogged, giving government a headache back to back. Just a taste of politics, and I can't believe how fast he has turned. Now, team, a lot of people watching back home might criticize us and say, why are you taking this as national news? It's a private moment. But we have to remember that Senator Adams Oshiomhole is a sitting senator who has told Nigerians on several occasions, you know, be patient during economic hardship. Do you think that video reflects patience in times of economic hardship on his part, Etoma?
I'm one of those that say it's a private moment. That was in, it wasn't in Jankara Market or the Senate building. It wasn't in any public building. It was in a private jet. And who videoed that thing? That's the question we should be asking. Senator Adams Oshiomhole has a right to be just a human being.
So this story goes two ways, Olamide, and for me, I think because of the position he holds and the position he once held, that's why people are speaking, you know, about it like this. You know, this is a man that has been telling people, be patient, things will be better. And then, you know, seeing him in this kind of position, of course, people will talk. The backlash has been so much on social media. I mean, I read some of the comments and some of them are hilarious, but some of them are coming from a place of a lot of pain. Another thing I know is that this is a private moment. I do not understand how this video came outside, because this video also doesn't, you know, it doesn't give him a very good representation, and this video will always be there. I tell people, once there's a video, it's there for life. So anytime anything happens, he's speaking, you know, against something like this, people will flash this video. So I think for a man of his pedigree, I do not think that this kind of video should surface online. But then again, he's been telling us to be patient a lot, and you know, it's a dicey one. It's quite dicey.
I really don't understand how the connection between being patient and massaging a woman's leg. Is it the fact that he's flying in a private jet, having his private moments, and then because the economic woes, you know, the difficulties that we're experiencing, you know, during these, you know, hard times, so to speak. But I feel it's just a man, as Etoma said, is in his private moment, in a private jet, and I do not support PDA, whatever it is, but it's just Adams Oshiomhole having fun. At least he's not beating the woman.
Olamide, if I'm correct, am I seeing these two men support a fellow man?
I'm
Is that what I'm saying?
That's exactly what you're saying, Ria. We didn't expect anything less.
I'm neither here nor there. It's Adams Oshiomhole. You have said it. He wasn't doing that in a marketplace, public square, building. Whatever. It's in a private jet, having his private moment.
So how did the video come out? It's not private anymore because it's on national TV.
That's the question I asked. Who did that recording?
I have to go now, Tim.
you
Thank you so much for your input. I'm a woman under authority, unfortunately. Moving on. On one hand, people have criticized Adams Oshiomhole, but there are other politicians who are doing great. Now, the Ebonyi State Governor, Mr. Francis Nwifuru, His Excellency, has sent off the second batch of beneficiaries under the state government's overseas scholarship scheme for postgraduate studies in the United Kingdom. And at the send-off ceremony, the governor urged the scholars to excel and return home to help shape the future of Ebonyi State, describing them as the next generation of builders for the state. Now, this is the second phase of the scheme, and it covers 98 beneficiaries and follows an earlier batch of 204 beneficiaries sent abroad a year ago, with reports showing that many of them returned with distinctions and very strong academic results. Now, the fully funded package covers their tuition, their accommodation, and their living costs, and it allows students to focus fully on their studies. But beyond education, this is being framed as a very strategic investment, training global standard talent today with the expectation that they return to drive development back home tomorrow. Let's have a look at social media. There's nothing I love more than a walking governor. Enugu Media Boy says, why are you sending students to the UK instead of improving your own educational system? Chidi Ekweonu says, that is a very good move. Human capital development is one of the most important assets of a futuristic thinking government. I pray they don't get abandoned there without funding like we've seen in other government-sponsored schemes. Kudos to the governor for empowering his people. And finally, The Hope says, the Ebonyi State government sending 98 students to the UK on scholarship is a powerful statement about the value of education and investment in human capital. Opportunities like this can transform lives, exposing young Nigerians to global perspectives, advanced skills, and networks that can benefit both their personal growth and the development of their communities. It demonstrates that strategic support and access to quality education can create a ripple effect far beyond the individual recipients. Very interesting team. On one hand, like I said, we criticize one politician, but you have people like Francis Nwifuru who are doing the right thing. Although some might argue that, if you had the proper education infrastructure in your state, you wouldn't need to send these students abroad. But still, at home, it is a welcome development. Yes,
it is a very welcome development. And I'm looking at it from two sides, from the government side for recognizing that we have some very brilliant students that we need to encourage, and also to encourage the younger ones that are coming up. And from the student side too, that says, read hard and you will be part of this. The next batch, you might just be part of it. The first batch that came with fantastic results. That means the scheme is working. It's a lot of commendation to the governor of Ebonyi State. We expect to see other governors emulate this.
With the comments you read, some supporting, some not supporting, it just shows that human beings, even if you lie down flat, they'll say you are not lying down flat enough for them to work on. I think that this is a fantastic initiative because these people that are going to school in UK, where are they coming back to? They're coming back to Nigeria. At the end of the day, I tell people, UK is not your home. Your home is Nigeria, and home is always home. Oftentimes we speak about the fact that, we should make our education in Nigeria good as well. Yes, we should work on it, but an exchange program is not a bad deal any day, anytime, because these people go, they look at the cultures there, they learn from the people there, and they come back and they make Nigeria better. The only problem I'll have is the ones that want to jack back. So please, make sure you come back home. The state has sent you to go there to make yourself better. Making yourself better is to come back, make Nigeria better, for us to be proud of you. I love what, he's doing. This is what we're supposed to see our politicians do, not in a private jet massaging a woman's leg. This is what I want to celebrate.
Okay, so if throwing a jibe at earlier politician that we talked about, I want to believe that most of the politicians you have in the country, they have one or two persons they've actually sponsored. They have different programs they've actually done. It's just that we are highlighting, that of the Ebonyi, this time round. Others, if you scrutinize them very well, they've also played, one part positively or the other. And I say congratulations to the students who made it, and congratulations to those who have made it earlier, and congratulations to those who will also be making it. The fact that they are being sent to the UK and they were asking about our own education infrastructure not being well done. Even in UK, you find the British citizens also going to other countries, including Nigeria, to also study. So it depends on where you choose to go study. But all the same, whatever you're learning there, please come and translate it to Nigerian reality. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your input, team. Yeah. Moving on to snake bites, Senate President Godswill Akpabio is pushing for hospitals across Nigeria to stock anti-venom following the snake bite death of 26-year-old singer Ifunanya Lucy Wangene, known professionally as gospel singer Naya. Now, the Senate is calling on the Ministry of Health and National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to ensure that antivenoms are available in public and private hospitals nationwide. Have a look at this video.
Prayer 2, urge the Federal Ministry of Health, in collaboration with the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, to ensure procurement, quality assurance, proper storage, and nationwide availability of safe, effective, and affordable antivenoms and critical antidotes for use in public and private hospitals with priority attention to high-risk regions. This is very good. Those in support of prayer 2 say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Prayer.
Now, the move follows public outrage after reports that Ifunanya died after being bitten by a snake at home. Now, while social media alleged hospital negligence, the Federal Medical Center in Jabi, Abuja, has denied lacking antivenom, stating that she died from severe neurotoxic complications. Lawmakers say that this push by the Senate is about closing deadly gaps in emergency care and strengthening public awareness on urgent treatment after snake bites and poisoning. But beyond the grief is a policy reality. Tragedies like Ifunanya's are now forcing urgent questions about health system preparedness, funding priorities, and whether life-saving antidotes should be treated as essential, non-negotiable national healthcare infrastructure. I think that they should, and it's a step in the right direction. Dr. Ladeka says, we are a reactive country. The problem is never the antivenom. Just imagine we had a great emergency number and trained paramedics who could give first aid before getting to the hospital in time. Why not invest in the healthcare sector? Then you'd be right on track. We love crying over spilled milk. Adeni Adekoke says, in Nigeria, policy too often walks a predictable path. Heartbreak first, response afterwards. Though this directive is a step in the right direction, it stirs a sobering question. Why must our readiness to save lives be awakened only by a painful national loss? May her soul find eternal rest, and may her passing never fade into just another forgotten headline. Healthcare preparedness must never be driven by tragedy. It's a sacred duty we owe every citizen. What it tells me, essentially, team, is that the Senate has their finger on the pulse and their eye on the streets. They saw what happened, and they are trying to put policy in place to make sure that there's more healthcare and preventable tragedy, healthcare in terms of preventable tragedies like Ms. Wangene's death. The question now is if it will be implemented, because the whole country is watching very closely.
I mean, any hospital that's worth its salt should have anti-venom, anti-everything, you know, just on standby. But like one of the tweets said, what happened between her house and taking her to the hospital? Was there a paramedic? Did she have any form of first aid? Because what the hospital is saying caused her death is an advanced stage of the effect of the poison from the snake. You know, so first aid wasn't administered. You know, if we can invest in that as a country, we might be saving a whole lot of lives.
For me, I'll start with, I love the fact that the Senate, you know, brought this up. It shows that, you know, they are seeing everything that happens. Ifunaya's case, it breaks my heart, you know, because the talent was so much. Like, when I speak about this, I just pray that God will give her family the fortitude to bear the loss. But now, talking about our healthcare systems, Olamide, is not just about stocking, you know, antivenoms. There's so many things we need to work on. We need to work on even, you know, the personnel in the hospital. How do they attend to people that have come with serious emergencies? You know, the ambulance. There's so many things that we need to, look into. So I'm happy that, the Senate President has mentioned, having more of antivenoms, but let's also look into, ambulances. Let's look into the people we put in the hospital. Who are the doctors in the hospital? Who are the nurses? Are they empathic? Are they the people that will listen to you first rather than asking you questions that are unnecessary? Ifunaya's family, I just pray that they will have the fortitude once again to bear the loss. This is a very sad story, and I just pray that it doesn't happen again.
I think we'll begin to find a solution to a problem by the time we realize that there is a problem in the first place. And it's good that the Senate, has also weighed in on this matter, because it's actually gained not just national prominence, but international prominence, with people reacting, educating on how to go about it when one is bitten, by snake. We can do everything we can, to avoid disaster, but if it's by providence that it happens, what are the things that we're supposed to do? And these are the lessons that I feel it should not just be there. The Senate should not just talk about it, rather than ensure that there is planned actions, actions taken, ensuring that hospitals know the right thing to do. We have everything that we need beyond snake bite. What about just ordinary headache, migraine? What about, all of this, malaria, etc. We've been talking about all of these, but, all the lessons should be out there, and we should do the right thing at the right time. Our hearts go out to the family of Ifunaya, and may God actually put an end to this disaster.
Absolutely, and I believe this is a call to action to all of us to inform ourselves and educate ourselves on what the first line of treatment for snake bites is, healthcare preparedness or not. Thank you so much for your input, team. Moving on into the world of entertainment, veteran actress and filmmaker Omotola Ebonyi says she will not dance to promote movies. She says that she has no problem with dance marketing, but it must feel natural and not like she's being forced to do it. Speaking on TVC Entertainment, she said that backlash often comes when actors are pressured into trends, and she stressed that her core job is delivering strong acting performances, and she's leaving marketing for the professionals. This is what she had to say on our very own TVC Entertainment.
I'm sorry, I will not be doing the dancing. I'm very, very sorry. It's just not me. I dance. I love to dance. I'm sure a lot of us love to dance. I think the problem and the reason why a lot of people are kicking back at it is because you want to dance because you feel like it, not because you have to. There's a difference, okay? So there's nothing wrong with, you're promoting your movie and you guys are just having fun. That's different. But when it becomes a chore, when it becomes, this is what you have to do to even sell a movie, it's not professional. I already did the project. I should go around, talk about the project, promote the project, and then let the people whose job are to distribute and do the advertising of the project to do that.
Well, her comments come amidst the debate that was sparked by filmmaker Kunle Afolayan, who also said he wouldn't dance to promote a film, and he questioned profit margins of filmmaking, saying that he wouldn't celebrate a #1 billion box office film if his return on that film is just 10 million naira. The conversation also pulled in box office powerhouses Funke Akindele and Tony Abraham, who are widely known for using dance-driven social media campaigns to promote their movies, strategies that have actually delivered them a massive commercial success. But now the uncomfortable question for Nollywood is this. In today's market, is storytelling still king, or has visibility, virality, and social media performance quietly become the real box office currently? Let me quickly just dance to promote these tweets. I hope I'm selling something here. Dami Flex says, honestly, it's refreshing to see an actress set boundaries. She's an artist, not a content creator. If the work is solid, it should be able to stand on its own without a viral dance challenge. Zoe says, with all due respect, promoting your own work is professional. The industry has changed. Actors who actively engage with audiences often see better results. You don't have to dance, but complete detachment might hurt your project. King Banksy says, if you think doing nothing and just talking about your movie is enough, then you are fooling yourself. Promotion requires effort and visibility. Sitting back and waiting for people to do everything shows laziness, and Omotola needs to understand that stars are made by action. As usual, team, very, very dense dialogue for this. Now, on one hand, we do know that, acting projects should speak for themselves. It's the power of the project. On the other hand, we've also seen massive commercial success with films that, promoted their movies through dance, through skit making. In every career you find yourself in these days, the digital world plays a role in your success, in the proliferation and the distribution of your success. But what do you make of this dichotomy, dancers and no dancers in Nollywood, Etoma?
I don't like dancing, so
we know.
So I go with Omotola completely. You don't have to dance. There are so many ways of doing it, but if dance is a very strong ingredient in selling films, then you can hire people to do that. All right? But you yourself don't have to dance. I mean, as she said, you were in the project. Her job is acting, strong performances, and so on. She is not a dancer. She's an actor.
So I take a different angle with this totally, and the fact that you are bringing Antifunke Akinile into this is just really weird. That woman is a powerhouse when we talk about movies. The movie industry, not just Nigeria, in Africa as well. If you want to dance, you want to sleep, you want to sing, you want to lie down, whatever you want to do to promote your movie, it shouldn't be another person's business. Should not be another person's cup of tea. So it's so sad that these conversations are coming. Oh, me I can dance. Oh, me I cannot dance. Whatever you can do, it's your cup of tea. And I saw the interview that Mr. Kunle did too as well. I feel like some things are just better left unsaid. And people are wondering, oh, why did Antifunke say something? Maybe she's tired of the fact that everybody keeps saying dancing, dancing. We understand that this woman on her own, she likes to dance. Antifunke is a very playful person right from the beginning. So the fact that people are now saying that, oh, maybe she's doing that to sell her movies, even if she's doing that to sell her movies, what is your business?
I think people should do what is best for them, what they feel is best for the business, and it shouldn't be any other person's business. That's why sometimes when people criticize and they say, just keep quiet and just move on. Do what you feel comfortable in doing. Well, this conversation actually reminds me of when my sister actually owns a big shop where she sells materials and all of that, and she started dancing on TikTok. I called her, I said, sister, what's the meaning of all this dancing that you're dancing? Because I found it very awkward and funny. Thank God she stopped. She listened to me and she stopped dancing.
But then now, if she likes dancing,
if anyone wants to
you've made her stop dancing now, Ibrahim. Yeah. What if she likes dancing? What if dancing?
No, she doesn't like. She was just trying to sell, and she had to stop.
Okay, but Ibrahim, quickly, if that dancing will fish out more money, me, I would dance. So if you tell me to stop,
but
I
she's
will
making
stop.
money without dancing, actually.
Now, team, what my mind is on right now is that stories like this, in producing this, I found that they get more engagement than important national